So we just talked to Jeff about the problems on defense in the fourth quarter, but you guys have scored a bunch of points yourselves on offense. What have you guys done so well in those fourth quarters?
I think one thing, our run game in the second half has been a lot better than it has been in the first half. So I think kind of as the game progresses, we get the run game going. At least that's been the trend in the last few games. And then also just, I think guys, as the game goes, making adjustments, things like that. Yeah, just going and making plays. It's been fun.
You guys have had answers, like in the Dallas game, obviously, and even last week too. You guys have had answers. What does that mean, big picture wise, that you guys, when you've had to score points, you've generally delivered those?
Yeah, that's a testament to our players. There's no flinch to these guys. Whatever the situation is, they're gonna play their hardest. They're gonna go out and try and score points. So I think that's just been cool to watch that as the game progresses. Whatever happens, we just keep that same mindset of being aggressive and trying to go score points.
So how much more has Christian been able to do in practice this week as you kind of ramp him up?
Yeah, he kind of they have a plan, with the trainers and strength and conditioning staff of just kind of building him up to get out there to be ready for game day. And it's still a process. And yeah, he's been looking good. But every day he's taking a few more reps, and hopefully sometime soon we can get him out there.
What have you seen from Jordan Morgan at right guard, especially since he's kind of been in that position for the most part more?
Yeah, he's been good. It'll be nice to kind of just keep him there, hopefully, for a little bit, and let him just hone into the fundamentals and things that go into that position. But he's strong. He has really good recovery skills in pass protection. And yeah, just working on his length and just using his length and his power. That's one thing I want to see from him for sure as we keep going.
What did you see to stick with him all game, basically all game?
Yeah, I think we just wanted to give him a shot there and just see how it went. It's not like a done competition or anything like that. It's a weekly thing that we're going to keep going with. But we just kind of wanted to see J-Mo there and see how he played, and I thought he did a nice job.
Did you see enough to do the same again this week?
Well, we're going to start him, but we'll see as the game progresses kind of how it goes. But, I mean, Sean's done a nice job, too, with whatever we've asked. And, yeah, we got some good options there for sure.
How many times a game do you run that duo with, your tackles and guards, doubling the defensive tackles, and how often, well, probably not very often, do you see a hole like the one that opened up?
Yeah. No, you definitely don't see that too often with, a nice lane right up the hash mark like that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it's one of the plays in our offense that I know Josh really likes it, and we do a good job blocking it. And so yeah, and again, as the game progresses, you might run that more than others just because of how the game's going. And obviously in the second half, it was good to kind of get that going.
Do you have to have a blown assignment on defense, or do they have to be lined up a certain way?
Yeah, it looked like a linebacker was out of his gap, and then a D lineman swam out of his gap, so there was two open gaps. So there must have been some miscommunication up front with who had what gap.
We see Love extending the plays out of the pocket, but how important to his success has been his movement within the pocket and kind of manipulating that area?
Yeah, it's been huge, and he's always done a pretty nice job with that, just trying to create time in the pocket. But it's been good to see him kind of get out, use his legs, and scramble for some first downs too. I think that puts a lot of stress on defenses when a quarterback has that ability to just extend plays, but then also, get some explosive plays down the field that changes how you can cover people. So it's been great to see it. He's an athletic guy, and yeah, I think that just adds a good element to our offense for sure.
Go ahead, Jason.
Matt said, I can't remember if it was Sunday or Monday, that you guys kind of changed things up a little bit. You said we're going to have a specific person back up at different spots on the line, like Darian was going to back up Zach no matter what.
Uh-huh.
Do you have enough to do that everywhere, though, or is J-Mo still part of that? Because
Well, I think once you got those other guys back, we had some more offensive linemen that we could kind of, specifically say, all right, in this game plan, you can really focus on this position. So yeah, it's been nice to have, obviously, Banks and Zach back, so you're not spread as thin.
You mentioned earlier the performance of the run game in the second half compared to the first half of recent games. Is there anything to attribute that to in terms of getting going in that part?
No, I think earlier in the year, I didn't like how we came out. I didn't like, we just had some sloppy execution, I thought, at times in the first half, but it's been, as the game goes, we kind of get back underneath ourselves and make those plays. But, yeah, I think it's just kind of seeing what the defense is doing, making your adjustments, and then, making those plays.
How'd you think Zach got through Sunday's game, and is there some long-term, he was in rough shape, I know he practiced a bit today, but is there some concern on your end that, he's obviously a premier player for you guys?
Yeah, no, he's definitely an important piece. He got through it, so that was a positive. And I think, again, just like any guy that's battling through some stuff, you're always going to be smart with him and just make sure you're doing whatever you can to get him ready for game day. So, we're just going to see how the week goes, keep repping him, keep working him in walkthroughs and things like that, just to make sure he's getting those mental reps, and then he'll go out there and take the reps that he needs to get ready for Sunday.
Steno, he said, though, that he thought his technique wasn't very good, and he said his wind, like he could see he was huffing and puffing.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you balance him needing both of those things with kind of sparing him from the pain of the injury?
Yeah, that's one thing, like, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. And I think, each game you play, you're just going to get in better shape. But, yeah, hopefully we get over the hump with this thing and he can take some more reps in practice and then put that all behind us.
Is Elton still playing like shit, like he said, or is he playing better?
No, he's not. He's doing a good job.
Has he, in all seriousness, has he kind of hit a stride a little bit?
Yeah,
more?
no, he has.
Those were his words, not mine.
He has. He had a rough game a few weeks back, but no, he's done a good job, and he obviously has very high standards for himself, as we all have high standards for him because he's a very good player. But yeah, it's been fun to watch him just kind of own the center position. It's been a while since he's kind of been in that role, so it's been fun to watch just him take control of that, and he's done a nice job.
In your playing days, were you ever on the field goal kicking unit?
Yes.
Is there technique fundamentals? Is there any difference between being on the offensive line or anything like that, or is it you're still blocking the guy across from you?
There's a lot of usually just expect punishment when you're on the field goal team because the rules have changed since I played, but you used to be able to rush the center, you used to be able to do all kinds of different things, jump over people, there was no limits to what you could do. Now it's a little bit more tame, but yeah, you're going to have in certain spots just expect 2 to 3 guys to try and run you over, and you got to just hunker down and take it. Do your best. There's not much else to say, but yeah, get your feet under you, get your hips down, and just wall them off.
Do you and Luke work on their technique on that?
Yeah, we help out. So Coach Bisacci and all those guys, that's their special teams. But yeah, we're there helping out whenever we can to, just make sure we're good.
Steno, I hate to use Tausch for a basis of the question, but I have to on this one. His argument was that the throw that Jordan makes that's intercepted, he likes the athletic arrogance that it requires to try and make that play. Is there something to that?
Yeah, he got out of the pocket. He was trying to make a play. Obviously, not a great decision, as we all know, but he's going to be aggressive, and I think it's just something he can learn from. When you're in field goal range like that, and you don't have the throw there, you don't need to force it into a window, and possibly something bad could happen. But yeah, that's who he is. He's going to be an aggressive player, and every once in a while you make mistakes, and you just got to learn from it and move on.
None of these guys are infallible, right? A couple of weeks ago, Mahomes had a terrible pick against
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
yeah, when you throw passes, sometimes you're gonna throw interceptions. It's just the way it goes.
But when you kind of look at his body of work through 5 games, like, there's certain plays that we can pick at, right?
Mhm.
But
Oh, yeah.
overall, how do you kind of see his big picture?
I think he's done a really nice job. And again, kind of the one thing that like we were just talking about earlier is whatever the situation is, I think he's done a really nice job answering, you know, even he throws a pick, he comes back and has a great game, or we're down, we got to go score some points, we answer. So I think everything, he's just done a good job, not only performing, but just getting the other guys around him to go out and play at a high level. So he's doing a good job with that.